Hey, deserving listeners, it's time for part 4 in which I react to The Bachelorette. Katie and Greg, let's watch.
I just want to hug you right now. I'm so sorry. I don't know like even what to do right now given everything that's happened.
All right, so maybe it's salvageable. I don't know if it's advisable, but it's potentially salvageable. He did wander off. He did leave, and she did chase him. So maybe this is emotionally what he's looking for. Now, I'm sure, I don't know, I'm guessing that people are saying, oh, he's some sort of manipulator, he's gaslighting her or something like that. You can harm other people without intending on it. Let's just put it that way. You can have relational traumas that can result in defenses that can harm yourself, but also other people. I think that's a more accurate way of putting it.
I am just as shocked. Like, I want to leave, if I'm being completely honest, because I just didn't see any of this happening. I was very clear the night that you and I left, that if you left, I was done.
I don't know, maybe this will actually prove to him that she's in it to win it. To say to him, look, if you leave, then I'm leaving. Because, you know, and that would be a lot of evidence, Greg. Evidence. Let it in.
I have given you everything. I have been nothing but honest with you the entire time, and I felt nothing but confidence in us that entire time until that very final moment of that night. Like, am I just like wasting my time?
Right. Yes, Katie, I completely agree with you. Is there any point in me saying things? Because you just are completely distorted and inflexible that you're not going to allow any information into your head. Like, is there any point in us talking about this?
All I do know is right now that I deserve more than what I've been given on your.
There are times when I can get behind the things that he says and think, okay, I can see it. I don't think it's completely rational, but if that's how you feel. But this kind of talk, I deserve more. Ugh. I mean, it's one thing to feel like, I'm not feeling it, or I don't think you, well, wait, what is he saying? Maybe he's saying, well, if the distortion is real, which I think it really is, that I think he thinks she doesn't really love him and that she withholds from him, doesn't love him completely, or doesn't love him in a free manner or something. Let's see, how would I put it? I think that he thinks, well, he says that she put up a wall or that she held back. So I think that he thinks that she is purposely withholding things from him, which is clearly not true. I mean, I think there's a lot of evidence that it's not true. So if you believe that, though, which I think he does, you hook him up to a lie detector test, which, by the way, doesn't exist. But if it did, then I think he would pass. If you believe that, then yeah, you kind of do deserve more. You deserve someone that loves you without any reservation. So I think that's what he's saying.
I'm not happy here anymore. I'm not.
I'm kind of glad, just for my sake as a viewer, that she did chase him so that we could see if that would have solved it. And it didn't. He's still in that distorted, rigid place. And I think that it's good that she checked to see. And it looks like there's just nothing that can be done.
I'm done here.
I mean, it really is remarkable how fast he went from, totally in love to totally done. Now, I'm sure there is talk about various different personality disorders. When you're an expert, as I am, in personality disorders, you know that it takes weeks, months to assess that kind of thing. You can't watch a reality TV show and diagnose. The internet loves to diagnose people with particularly 3 different personality disorders on the internet. But so I can't know. But if we were to potentially add an hypothesis, a very weak one, to investigate, do I even say this? No, I'm not going to say it. Because I just don't want to be accused of diagnosing from afar. But so what? How do I finish this thought? I will say that there are certain conditions that are related to, and I've already talked about betrayal traumas and relational traumas that can result in one, black and white thinking, in all or nothing. You're either all good or you're all bad. Maybe that's a better road to go down. Is there are defenses that we've known about for 100 years in, developed in psychoanalysis and still understood today, that for some people as a defense that is developed early in life or retained, you could even say early from early childhood, very early childhood, that so let me give an example of an infant is, playing with you, and the infant just loves you and smiling in your face and just like, this is the best ever. We're doing peekaboo, and I just want to play, and you're the best, and here's blocks, and ha ha ha, this is wonderful, wonderful. And then say it's time to go. Like you're at someone's house, and you're like, okay, we got to go home, so we got to pick up toys now. The infant, not always, obviously, but sometimes, because you're frustrating the infant, they hate you with a passion, and they will punish you. They might even punch you in the face if they could, the little infant paw in the face. They hate you. You have betrayed them. Infants will have that black and white thinking. You're either the all good parent or, attachment object, or you're the all bad, evil villain. And when we are frustrated during that time or certain things happen, we will sometimes retain that way of thinking. And the thinking, at least in the old days of object relations, is that we need that because we lack integrative thinking, we lack gray zone thinking. And so we will see people, when we're in the good mode, we only have two modes. You're either all good or you're all bad. And so when we're all in the all good mode, we can't see any bad, because if we saw bad, it would be all bad. So we can only see good. And we hold on to that because we're threatened by the bad. And because we need the good, we need to feel like we can trust people. So we shunt all bad into the subconscious. But then when the bad becomes noticeable, we only see bad. And we can't see any good. And it's just, there's nothing redeeming. And he seems to be exhibiting possibly that. I can't know that. We'd have to talk with him and assess him. And of course, if you did split like that, when you're in love, you're really in love. When people have that defense, when they fall in love, they are 100 billion% in love with you. And if you've ever had someone with that defense or that retained immaturity fall in love with you, it is overwhelming. People call it love bombing sometimes. You can actually listen to my deep dive on love bombing. I did a couple, and I actually kind of learned a lot. People emailed in, and we evaluated cases of love bombing. But anyway, my dogs are barking. And when you get that much love from someone, it's so unbridled, there's no exception. It is unconditional. It just seems like, oh my God, this person is in love with me. It can feel really good. You can feel like, I feel safe, I feel needed, I feel special, I feel beautiful, I feel smart, I feel funny. This feels amazing. But then when this happens, it doesn't feel amazing.
I'm done. I want to go home. I am done.
Right. It's fun. I predicted this, I think, earlier. At least I was thinking that she might do this. It's like she was in love. I think she was genuinely in love with this guy. And now she's like, well, if he goes, I had already chose him. So I'm not going to go with number two. I'm done. So it makes total sense.
I am done. I am done. I am done. This is... I'm done.
And how do I know this isn't going to happen again? And this probably isn't the first time she's been in a difficult breakup of some kind. So she's like maybe demoralized. What's the point? I don't understand. Why did I even go on this show? This is stupid. Yeah, it's rough. I mean, they're both victims of potentially, I think, who knows, his relational traumas. He's a victim of it too. But she's a complete innocent victim in this, completely blindsided by it. On one hand, if you're her friend, you're thinking, well, maybe this was good that it happened now as opposed to after getting married. So it sucks, and that's rough, and what a horrible experience. But silver lining, you found out earlier than later, and so maybe that's a good thing. But I don't know. In this state, of course, I'm sure there's a huge part of her that's still in love. You can't just let go of that, especially when it's real, right? And I think it was real between the two of them. Now, I'll also say, in the real world, not on this show, they could go to couples therapy. When you fall off your roof and you break your arm, you go to the physician, they put a cast on, and when you have a disastrous moment in your romantic relationship, you go to a couples therapist and maybe they could help. I've helped couples that have had worse moments like this, I could tell you. So they're not, in my view, the relationship is not dead yet. There's still a heartbeat that they could still, get out the paddles, let's go.
And I just don't know what to believe in anymore.
So what do you want to happen?
I want someone to book my flight home.
Yeah, makes sense. If her love was real, which I think it was, what's the point? Just go home. You weren't in love with the other fellas. And even if you thought there might be a spark, you're completely demoralized in the process. Who's to say it won't happen to the next guy you fall in love with? Just go home, regroup, cuddle up with your cat and hang out with your friends and have some ice cream and just try to put it behind you. I can't imagine going back on the show and dating these other guys. Yeah, it makes total sense she wants to go home.
Next week on The Bachelorette.
All right. Well, that does it for that episode. That was interesting. That was really interesting. I feel terrible for them. And I don't know, maybe there's a chance for that. Maybe they can just date normally outside of the show, but then you got to think, does she want to deal with that kind of issue that he has? Because I'm guessing that's not an isolated event for him. I don't know. It'll be interesting to find out. And everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.